So today's class on ratio, rate, and percent, we are looking at ratio, proportion, and rate. So we just started by watching this video, Math Antics on proportions. All right, so we can use equivalent ratios to solve problems that have ratios, proportions, or rates. But like I said, we also use what we learned about cross multiplication. So here is our first example. So a canned product is priced at 4 cans for $3.48. At this rate, what would be the cost of 9 cans of this product? So I'm going to show you two ways you can set up your ratio. So we'll just draw a line here and we'll go through both ways. So the first method you can use is you can put, it's 4 cans and it's $3.48. Right, so 4 cans cost $3.48. All right, and then you're going to do the same thing on this side because we're trying to figure out what is the cost for 9 cans. So we're going to put 9 cans is equal to, and that's what we need to find out. All right, so I'm always just going to put X there because that's what we're trying to find out. All right, so to solve for X now, we're just going to use our cross multiplication method. In your calculator, don't worry about doing this like manually, you're just going to use a calculator. So $3.48, multiply it by 9, so 3.48, multiply it by 9, and then you're going to divide by 4. All right, so just put that into your calculator, multiply, then divide by 4, and you're going to get $7.83. All right, so the answer is $7.83 for 9 cans. Now you can set it up differently as well. You can set it up this way. You can say 4 cans is equal to $3.48. And then here you'd put 9 cans is equal to X. That's what we're trying to find. All right, but notice, same thing. You're going to multiply 9 times 348, and then you're going to divide by 4. Right, so X is equal to, again, 9 times 3.48, and then we're going to divide by 4, and our answer is still $7.83. All right, so you can choose which method you want to set up your ratios, but make sure you are keeping it organized. So whatever you do on the left side, you have to keep it the same on the right side. All right, so here we did cans at the top, dollars and dollars were on the bottom. On this side, we did cans and cans on the left-hand side, and then dollar amount on the right-hand side. All right, any questions on that example? Okay, so our next example, we're looking at a map type question. So a map has a scale where 5 kilometers is represented by 1 centimeter. So what length on the map will represent a distance of 12 kilometers? So basically what this means is that when you see 1 centimeter on the map, it's actually 5 kilometers in distance actually. All right, so our ratio is 1 centimeter to 5 kilometers. All right, if we do it as a fraction, we have our map distance is 1 centimeter. The actual distance is 5 kilometers. Okay, so we've set it up like that. So let's keep that going then. We'll say 1 centimeter and 5 kilometers. All right, that's our ratio. And this is the map. And this is the actual. All right, so we have to figure out now, what is that going to be on the map when in reality it's 12 kilometers, so in the actual distance. So continuing now to solve this cross multiplication. So X is equal to, you're going to multiply the two numbers that are cross, so 1 times 12, which is just 12, and then we're going to divide by 5, and we get our answer 2.4 centimeters. Good. Okay, so for this example, the ratio of the length of a rectangle, this is its length, right? This way is length, to its width, this would be width, is 8 to 5. All right, that is the ratio. Now you're given the length is 124 meters. What would the width of the rectangle be? All right, so set up a ratio and then go ahead and solve that. All right, so we've set up our ratio here. All we have to do next is cross multiplication. So to solve for x, which is our width, we're going to take 124 times 5. We're going to divide it by 8. All right, and that gives me my answer of 77.5 meters. All right, so again, when we have questions with units, make sure you are answering with the units as well. All right, we were given 124 meters, so our answer here would also contain meters. All right, so for this example, we have set up our ratio. Next step is cross multiply to solve for x. All right, so we multiply the two numbers that are diagonal from each other. So 3 times 4,000, and then we're going to divide by 5. All right, so you just put that into your calculators, and your answer is $2,400. All right, so for this question, again, you can set up your ratio a couple ways. So we can say when a truck traveled 1,024 kilometers, that was equal to 144 liters of gas. All right, so now how far do you expect this truck to travel? So we don't know how far they're going to travel when it's only 2 liters of gas. All right, so you can set it up that way. Another way to set it up, you can set it up like this. 1,024 kilometers takes 144 liters. All right, how many kilometers when there's 2 liters of gasoline? All right, so a couple ways to set that up, as long as you're consistent with the way you're gonna set up your ratio. Now, when you're solving for it, you'll notice both methods, you're still multiplying 1,024 times 2, 1,024 times 2, and you're going to divide by 144. Okay, so just put that into your calculator. 1,024 times 2, then you're going to divide by 144. Same thing here. 1,024 times 2, and then we're going to divide by 144. All right, and we are looking for kilometers. All right, so make sure when you get your answer that you do state the units. All right, so 1,024 times 2, divide that by 144, and we get 14.2. The 2 is repeating, so we can just either put the dashed line on top, or you can just round 14.2 kilometers. All right. The next part of this lesson is on unit rate. So when we talk about a unit rate, it means a rate for one of something. All right, so basically we're going to write a ratio with a denominator of 1. All right, so it's just making a comparison to 1 unit. So for example, if four burgers cost $12, then what's the cost for 1 burger? All right, so the same thing if I wrote that as $12 for 4 burgers. What's the cost of 1 burger? All right, so we want to get to the unit rate. All right, so same method. 12 times 1 divide by 4, which gives us $3. All right, so that's the unit rate. is $3 for one burger. All right, so if we're trying to find the unit rate for any of these, like these examples here, all you're going to do is you can set up a ratio or you can just divide. All right, so 64 books, 64 books on 4 shelves. How many books is that on one shelf? That's what we're trying to find. All right, so you'll notice here 64 times 1 is just 64. 64, then you're going to divide by 4, which is 16. 16 books on one shelf. All right, so I'll just add to that here that it's 16. Okay, 16 books per shelf. All right, so now if we have 36 flowers in 3 bouquets, how many flowers in 1 bouquet? Okay, so you're just gonna set up your ratio and you'll end up with just 36 times 1 divided by 3, which means there's 12 flowers. Okay, 25 rulers in 5 groups. How many rulers per group, per one group? All right, so again, 25 divided by 5, that would be 5. All right, I'll let you guys try those next 3 there quickly. All right, so we just finished completing these questions here to get the unit rate. So next, we just have a couple more examples to do here on unit rate. So Alia loves to read. She reads 90 pages in half an hour. How many pages does she read per minute? So for a question like this, the first thing you have to do is change this half an hour, change it to minutes, right? So half an hour is 30 minutes. All right, so 90 pages in 30 minutes. How many pages is she reading in 1 minute? All right, so simply just 90 divided by 3, 90 divided by 30, which is 3 pages per minute. Okay, here Ivan earned $343.75 for working 25 hours last week. Well, what is he getting paid per hour? All right, so let's set up that ratio. So $343.75, that's for 25 hours. What is he getting per hour? So in 1 hour. All right, so again, cross multiply and then divide. So you'll have to use your calculator for this. 343.75 divided by 25. He's getting $13.75 per hour. Not bad.